Hello guys, welcome to Remta Solutions and welcome to your lesson on trigonometry. Today we are looking at the reciprocal ratios. So by the end of this video, you will learn about these guys. Okay, you will learn about these guys. And yeah, without any waste of time, let's get into it. So first thing first, these are reciprocals of the ratios that you know. So let's not waste time and look at one that we call this guy here. We call it a secant, right? We call it a secant, which we abbreviated by sec. Okay, we abbreviated by sec. So your secant is basically, let's say for example, looking at this right angled triangle. This is theta. Yeah, let's say this is opposite. Of course it is opposite, and this is your adjacent, and this is your hypotenuse. All right, so you look at this one here, which we call a secant. It's sec theta. What is sec theta? It is basically equal to 1 over cos theta, right? In the previous video, you had to learn what is cosine. You learned that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay? So, this now gives you the introduction that since secant is the reciprocal of cosine, what it means by saying a reciprocal would mean what was the numerator becomes denominator, what was denominator becomes numerator. In other words, this will now be hypotenuse over adjacent. Okay? It will be hypotenuse over adjacent. Okay? So, remember, cos theta, let me write in a different color. Remember, cos theta was adjacent over hypotenuse, while sine theta was opposite over hypotenuse, and tan theta was opposite over adjacent. All right. So now your definition of secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. Now let's then go look at cosecant. Cosecant, we abbreviated by saying it's cosec. Okay? We abbreviated by saying it's cosec. Okay? So, cosec, what is it? Cosecant, in other words, you will say cosec theta. It is the reciprocal of sine theta. Right? It is the reciprocal of sine theta. Therefore, if you recall, sine theta, as you can see here, is opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore, this means cosecant, all right, cosecant will be hypotenuse over opposite side. Okay? Remember, secant was hypotenuse over adjacent because cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite. Why? Because sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Remember, these are reciprocals. All right? Perfect. Now, let's go look at cotangent. Let's look at cotangent, which you will call a chord. Okay? You will call it a chord. Okay? So, cotangent is a reciprocal of tangent. So it's a reciprocal of tan theta. If you recall, tan theta was opposite over adjacent. Now, cotangent will be adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, it will be adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, perfect. Now, let's summarize what we have just done now. In summary, before doing an example, we are saying secant theta is equal to 1 over cos theta, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. All right? Then cosecant theta is 1 over sine theta, which is, oh sorry, my mistake here. It's hypotenuse over adjacent. Hypotenuse over adjacent. So here it will be hypotenuse over opposite. Lastly, we said cotangent theta is basically equal to 1 over tangent, 1 over tan theta, right? Which will now be adjacent over hypotenuse. Oh boy, adjacent over opposite, sorry, adjacent over opposite. Okay, so these are your reciprocal ratios. Okay, now let's try an example. Now, example, let's say we have this right angled triangle. We have beta here. We have this side is 30. This side here is 34. And this one here is 16. Now the question says, determine secant beta. That's 1. Number 2, determine cosecant beta. Number 3, determine cotangent beta. Okay? All right. Now, if you recall, secant beta or sec beta is 1 over, is basically the reciprocal of cosine. So since it's the reciprocal of cosine, recall it was hypotenuse over adjacent, right? So what is the hypotenuse side? The hypotenuse, when you look at a right angle triangle, it's always the side that's opposite the 90 degrees. So it's 34. Now what is the adjacent? The adjacent is that side where the angle lies on, which is this one here. It is 16. So what is this? This is 17 over 8. That is sec beta. Now, cosec beta, cosec or a cosecant is reciprocal of sine, meaning it will be hypotenuse over opposite. Remember, sine was opposite over hypotenuse, and cosecant is a reciprocal of sine. Okay? Okay, perfect. Now what do we have? Now we will say hypotenuse, it's still 34, doesn't change. What is the side opposite beta? The side opposite beta is this one here, which is 30 units. Therefore, this is 17 over 15. Right? So cosec beta is 17 over 15. Lastly, let's look at cot beta or cotangent beta. Cot beta is the reciprocal of tangent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So its reciprocal will be adjacent over opposite. Alright? Remember, tangent is opposite over adjacent. Now cotangent, which is the reciprocal of tangent, will be adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, what is the side adjacent to angle beta? It's 16. What is the side opposite angle beta? It's this one here, which is 30. So this is 8 over 15. All right? This is 8 over 15. So this is it, guys. And yep, I hope you will ace your exams coming very soon. So bye-bye.